The country may have to put up with a nationwide curfew for longer beyond this coming weekend. Interior Principal Secretary Karanja Kibicho says while the curfew timelines may be relaxed, the measure remains necessary to slow down the spread of the coronavirus disease. This weekend, the government is expected to announce measures towards reopening the economy, with Kibicho warning such a decision will be taken specific to different needs of specific counties. Let's get more from our very own Sam Gituku.
For 70 days now, the country has been under nationwide curfew taken when Kenya had only 31 positive coronavirus cases. More and more measures have been taken since to contain the spread, which is now growing at an increasing rate to stand at more than 2,200 positive cases. But the economy is hurting, with 1.2 million jobs estimated to have been lost since the pandemic hit the country.
We are held between a rock and a hard place because when you look at numbers, we've hit over 2,000 positive cases and counting. We have about 35, I think either 35 or 37 counties that already have reported positive cases. And therefore, even as we pressurize in terms of opening up, we must ask ourselves whether we shall open up and lose all the gains we have had.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has been preparing the country for reopening, which now appears one that will be measured.
We may not expect to remove the curfew altogether, but whether or not it's a discussion that is going on and we shall advise accordingly. We need to relax the timelines. It's a discussion that will conclude, and we are having our final meeting on Thursday about it.
Currently, the night curfew runs between 7 p.m. and 5 p.m., with employers required to release their employees by 4 p.m. to allow them time to observe the curfew hours.
In Nairobi, for example, when you say people must be in their houses by 7, the consequence of that is that people must close office as early as 3 because of traffic jams, because of use of matatus, by sheer numbers of people who live in Nairobi. And therefore, the treatment of that curfew in Nairobi must be very different from the treatment of that curfew in Tana River or Taita Taveta.
In 5 counties, including Nairobi and Mombasa, cessation of movement has been in effect since early April, a decision that has hurt different sectors of the economy. Discussions now being held on a series of protocols that will be required to be observed before movements in and out of the state counties can be allowed. President Kenyatta has since directed government officials to come up with reopening protocols for schools and places of worship. But that may not be clear by this Saturday when the current curfew orders expire.
If it's going to be opened, are they agreeable to the protocol that the Ministry of Health is going to give them? I doubt, not this Saturday. Okay. We've just been given that work on Monday.
For revelers, though, no good news yet. The government concerned over increasing cases of merrymakers flouting COVID-19 containment rules.
I am yet to see how you will keep social distance while you are making merry and still use a face mask while drinking.
And with more COVID-19 cases being reported in informal settlements, government officials are grappling over how to further contain the spread while mitigating the economic strife suffered by affected residents.
We must decide what do we do with Kibra. Kibra has almost 200,000 people or more, maybe 500,000. Can you feed 500,000 people forever so that they stay where they are? You must allow them to go and to go to industrial area. You must allow them to kwenda kibarua.
The economic fatigue being experienced in the country is not in doubt, and the government appears to appreciate that reality. However, tough choices will have to be made between taking precaution against the disease while at the same time salvaging the economy, especially for the most vulnerable and industries that cannot take it anymore. Sam Gituku, TV at the Harambee House.